If you're wondering what your favorite tech stocks are going to do tomorrow morning, this is the video for you. We have data coming out tomorrow morning, which is going to be very critical. Consumer spending in the very next day. We have housing starts and building permits, which is extremely important, especially the housing starts, which gauges how many new housing projects going under development are starting, which really has a big indicator of how strong the economy is. We also have the issue of Donald Trump's tariffs, which are still up in the air, and uncertainty is all around us, which is critical because fear and greed, the VIX with the volatility and people's emotions is extremely important to the stock market. It's what I teach my students every single day in Discord, trying to guide them and help them understand the psychology of the stock market and to not play into FOMO, fear and greed, and to understand technical analysis and where stocks are going to go. And I would love to help you guys be able to achieve your dreams and goals. So if you guys are interested in joining the ranks of my students that are in Discord right now, I would love to help you guys. You can sign up at any time at investorcorey.com. The link is in the information box below. When you click on the link below, it'll take you to the website. You can just click on training and you'll be able to watch a video and book a call with my team and I so that I can help you achieve your goals. And I look forward to helping you in the Discord real soon because it's what drives me every single day is to help people just like you achieve your goals and dreams. So we're going to look at SOFI briefly and you can see it's just consolidating sideways left to right, literally nothing really going on. And that's because of the uncertainty for this week and the tariffs. And the data coming out this week is very important as we need good news. It has not transpired yet, so nothing's really happening. A lot of volume in the market is lacking. When we look at the VIX, we can see the exact same thing. I'll show you guys right here. The VIX has dropped significantly. It's now down hovering the 30 range, and this is unlikely to drop unless data is good this week and a lot of buying starts to happen because you can see here it rejected the $28, $29 mark, which means it's just going to consolidate just like the market. As long as the market's consolidating, this is likely to consolidate. The market goes up, the VIX goes down, the market goes down, the VIX goes up. That's how this works. So everything's kind of consolidating and there's a lot of uncertainty right now. If we look at AMD, it dropped off quite a bit. It dropped from 95 to 88 after hours. And this happened because of NVDA saying that there's going to be several $1 billion in expenditures in exporting their chips to China due to the Chinese retaliatory tariffs. So this is an issue for NVIDIA and AMD, not as much of an issue for Microsoft, Google, Meta, because of the fact it's more software services and AI. However, Meta has its own issues going on in court right now where Zuckerberg had to take the stand in this trial. He's tried to figure a way to get out. He tried to offer the FTC $450 million for a settlement. They did not accept that. He then turned to $1 billion and they said that was a joke. So now they're in trial and I'm not really sure if Trump's going to intervene because apparently from what I've read, Donald Trump gave the okay to the FTC to continue on with this lawsuit, and it's been ongoing since 2020. They had to refile and they had to restructure their case against Meta. And not only that, Trump has not really been in a very good position or in a favorable mood towards Meta, so to speak, because of what had happened several years ago where Trump blamed Zuckerberg for the election outcome and interfering with it in 2020. With that looming in the air, there's always the possibility that Trump will not intervene and just let Meta defend for themselves. And that may not be a good thing. However, someone else noted that because of the fact that Meta offered $450 million and then $1 billion, which is a far cry from $18 billion, that there's a chance that Meta's attorneys doesn't feel that the FTC case is strong enough. So we will find out, but that trial is going on. It's ongoing right now, and Meta has dropped substantially compared to other stocks over the last couple of days and week. And you can see that it's gapped down, then it just keeps dropping. We're back into the 513 range, eliminating most of the gains we saw as we dip back into the very low range of $500. So Meta's not doing too well. The outcome of this case or news on this case is likely going to be needed to really pump it back up. Even if the rest of the market does good and tariffs drop off, it will likely go up quite a bit, but it's not going to go up as much as it should. And probably, I would say it's going to be weighed down even more by this case than even the tariffs. So even if the tariffs get eliminated, I think Meta would still struggle a bit with this case ongoing. We look at Microsoft here. We can see, again, very strong because tariffs don't really affect Microsoft. They don't have any lawsuits that I'm aware of right now going on, so they're just consolidating pretty much the same way that the SPY is. We go look at Google, essentially more services, AI, software. So not too much going on here. It's dropped quite a bit over the last day and a half, but nowhere near like Meta. It's still very strong right below the previous gap. And if tomorrow's data is good, it's going to bounce off this downtrend, which is exactly what we're looking for this to do. We are really looking for this to bounce, which is going to happen tomorrow, likely. Going to bounce off this. And if it does, that signifies that it's broken out of this downtrend. And I'll show you it needs to make some sort of move, like this, just to bounce off and show the support on the downtrend. This is typically what we look for. And if this happens, that is really strong for Google. Now, when we look at futures, we can see that futures gapped down when they open back up at 6 o'clock. This isn't good at all. Hopefully we can find some support here, but this is typical the night before we have data coming out like spending or PMI or PPI, GDP data, housing starts, anything, whether it's manufacturing, services, PMI data, does not matter. We've got data coming out tomorrow. Like I said, you can find this on the VIX. So we have retail sales tomorrow. Federal Speaker Powell at 1:30. This is critical. If we get rate cuts, the market is going to move. And then, of course, we got housing starts and building permits, which is coming on Thursday. Lots of data tomorrow and Thursday. The market is waiting for that. If we look at Tesla, we'll see consolidation yet again. We go back over here to SPY. You can see consolidation like every stock. Even Wayfair is consolidating. Apple consolidating. Everything's pretty much, other than NVDA and AMD, because of the tariffs and the direct exports to China and Meta and the lawsuit, everything else is consolidating, waiting on data tomorrow. If Jerome Powell cuts rates or announces a date to cut rates, the stock market will significantly run, and that would be the opportunity to buy. If he announces rate cuts tomorrow or announces a date, there'll be a likelihood of rate cuts. Then tomorrow, getting into some small positions, dollar cost averaging would be even stronger than it already is because of the low on the market. However, if retail spending month over month also is good, accompanying that data from Jerome Powell, then that would be even stronger to get into positions. If the data is bad and we get interest rate cuts, that'll kind of balance out. It'll still be fairly strong. But if we don't get rate cuts, they don't talk about rate cuts, and if we don't get rate cuts, they don't talk about rate cuts, and the data tomorrow isn't good, if consumer spending isn't good, then we're in a little bit of trouble. The market's going to slip tomorrow. Very likely going to slip. So we have to see what's going on, but I feel we will beat the expectation on consumer spending. And I think Jerome Powell is at a point where he's going to have to talk about rate cuts, and he's going to have to give us something. So I think tomorrow could be the cusp and the turning point of something much better to come in this market. Right now, I would highly consider dollar cost averaging, adding to your position. And I would also consider leap options to help counteract any stocks that you're down on, but not yet. It's not quite a buying opportunity. We need to see good data tomorrow and some type of action from Jerome Powell. That signifies the beginning, the start of being able to do this type of strategy, because we've already reached the bottom, came back up. Trump basically gave us a temporary put. The stocks came up, they ran, everything was nice. We've gotten a nice reversal, change of character, break of structure. As you guys can see here, we broke the structure. Everything is good. And this is even on AMD that sold off. When we look at Google, it's even stronger. And we're now in a mini uptrend, especially if it bounces off here. So we've already got step number one. Step two is good data tomorrow. Jerome Powell also potentially gives us rate cuts, and then more good data on Thursday. This will help the market along, and as long as Trump doesn't say anything else negative or impose any additional tariffs and continues to update us on deals that happen and they go well, things will continue to work their way back up. But right now, in front of us, we have tomorrow's data, Thursday's data, and then any updates and deals on tariffs. So we got to handle tomorrow and Thursday first to start that movement upwards. It's very important. So you definitely want to watch the futures overnight, and you also want to pay attention to this data tomorrow, as it's critical to understanding the market. It's something, like I said, I teach my students all the time. And I would love to help you grow your portfolio just like my students. You can sign up at any time, investwithcorey.com. Links in the information box below. Just click on training. You'll be able to watch a video, and you'll be able to click on registering and booking a call with my team and I, so I can help you achieve your goals. And I really want to help you guys understand how to hedge risk and make money in a downward trend like we are now, and then be able to time it to get in and make money on the way up. I really want to help you guys do that. It's my goal every single day. So I hope to see you guys soon. You can see NVIDIA also dropped after hours. Like I said, same with AMD. They both dropped. However, Apple did very good. It kind of sold off some of its gains that it's seen on the gap up. It's kind of dropped off a bit and consolidated like the rest of the market. Pretty much waiting for tomorrow's data and Thursdays, like I said, and Donald Trump updating us. And you see, it's all emotions. Investors don't want to jump in right now because it's so uncertain of what's actually going to happen. And they tanked the market. They lied to us. I really believe that this was all rigged. They have been making the bond market unstable, energy's unstable, the stock market unstable, and then they brought in $5 trillion into the market. So essentially, this is going according to their plan pretty much. They just weren't expecting the Feds to be hawkish this time around. This changed a couple of months back, and this plan's been in the works for quite some time. I'm willing to bet by the time Trump took office, we now have hawkish members on the Fed's committee. So now we are not getting interest rate cuts like they thought we would. So they're doing the things they need to do to force the hand of the Feds to intervene, give us rate cuts and a bailout. That's essentially the Fed put, so to speak. They are forcing the Fed's hand because if they can create so much volatility and instability in the stock market, the futures, as well as energies, and then they can shake up the bond market, they are seriously going to force the Fed's hands. And the moment interest rates are announced that they're getting cut, which we're probably going to get 3, we were told we're going to get 1 or 2, but now we're going to get 3. If this is the case, the market's going to fly. And this is what they want. They wanted to bring money in, get the interest rate cuts, bring more money in as the market's going up and let it rip with their position yielding big returns. This is the name of the game. So if tomorrow plays out and we get an interest rate cut or dates or likelihoods of interest rate cuts, that's the time to start entering stocks even more. Right now, it's kind of shaky, but good data tomorrow and Thursday, and interest rate cuts tomorrow or announcement of some sort is what we're looking for. I appreciate you guys being here. I will see you all on the next video or upload. Take care of yourselves, fam.